got our next special guest. Not really a guest. She's a guest. She's been here a few times. The one and only Jessica Denson. Now let me say something about Jessica here, okay? I got to know her the past few months. She's the real deal. She cares about people. She cares about this country. Empathy is strong with Jessica Denson. I want to make that very clear. She's the host of Lights On YouTube. Check it out. All right? And she's the founder of the Removal Coalition, a group of organizations that are focused on peacefully removing Donald Trump through impeachment and conviction in the Senate. Okay? Let's give it up. Warm welcome to Jessica Denson. Let's go. Come on.
Are we ready to remove the regime? I gotta tell you, we are in the streets all the time. We are so tuned in. We are not sleeping on the death of our democracy. But I just want to give you some international perspective this morning. I had already one story I wanted to share with you, but I got a Lyft ride from a man from Pakistan this morning. And he's like, yeah, in America, you know, people, they show up in protest. They think it's a picnic. They think it's a party. He's like, in my country, they show up. They want solutions. The government listens to them. Americans need to demand solutions to this tyranny. And that's why I formed the Removal Coalition. I want to give a shout out this morning to Cliff Cash, my brother in peaceful arms. Cliff and I have been on these streets since it was bitter cold and we couldn't feel our feet in January, demanding that the representatives in this building who took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, reject this illegal presidency, this insurrectionist in chief. So we've been out here since January, had the Veterans March in March, and we were just tired, both of us, tired of seeing protests without a point. I'm sorry, we cannot stand here and just kindly, nicely, pleasantly, prettily fill the streets while Donald Trump sabotages and destroys American democracy. We have to put an end to it! So a few months ago, I formed the Removal Coalition to bring together these wonderful organizations like FLAIR, like Citizens Impeachment, like 5051 DC, Los Angeles, Alabama, like the People's Think Tank who just joined, like Sons of Liberty and our amazing veterans in the progressive space, to show the media and by extension Congress, the people, the public servants that work for us, that we are demanding impeachment and removal now. So I told you about that international perspective. I'm just going to share this long, nice note from one of my viewers on Lights On from the show last week when we had Jolly on. He said, I'm a Copt, indigenous Christian from Egypt, who escaped long ago and first found refuge in Europe, where I worked for many years as a journalist in the Arab press. Throughout these years, I always looked up to the United States as the symbol of freedom, democracy, and justice. Eventually, I made my way to what was once the great America, a nation I believed represented the highest ideals of human dignity and liberty. But today, what I see pains me deeply, perhaps even more than it pains many Americans. The America I admired has been disfigured before my eyes. Donald Trump has not only damaged this country's image abroad, but has also corroded its very reality from within. To witness Americans endure this abuse so passively, almost mildly, is heartbreaking. Our democracy, the very foundation of America's greatness, is under grave threat. As long as a disgraced, criminally convicted figure remains in power, the nation cannot claim to be a true democracy. Instead, it resembles a collapsing state. Wake up, folks. This is what we're living through in 2025 in America right now. A collapsing state. One where the rule of law has been abandoned in favor of cultish loyalty and demagoguery. America tragically now mirrors the dysfunction of a third world country, not in wealth or technology, but in democratic credibility. If America is to reclaim its place as a beacon of hope for the world, it must awaken from this dangerous slumber. Silence in the face of tyranny is complicity, and the time to resist is now! So in a moment, my friends, we're going to hear from a man who has become a friend, one who is unique, almost solitary, of the individuals in that building, who is leading in the way we need them to lead right now. We either have a constitution or we don't, as my friend John Boniface says. We either have an impeachment clause or we don't. If we are not using the constitutional remedy for a tyrant in this moment, we are losing our Constitution right before our eyes. I know that there is leadership in that building on the Democratic side that does not want to hear about impeachment. Don't touch the conversation about impeachment till the midterms. Oh, no. We're going to threaten some of our more vulnerable members. I have a wake-up call for them. There is nothing that makes them more vulnerable than standing down in this moment. This country is looking for leadership. This country is looking for action. This country is not waiting for midterms that may not even happen to deal with this authoritarian president. I want to share one other quote that I love a lot. I've shared it with my viewers on Lights On several times. This is from an article in the early 1900s. History repeats itself. It's bound to repeat itself if we don't learn our lessons. But today's a lot about women, because we're going to, when we flood those halls peacefully, of course peacefully, and remind them of why Trump needs to be impeached and removed, we're going to remind them of the connection with Jeffrey Epstein, aren't we? This man who has been preying on women just like he is preying on this country, children, underage, minors, for his own temporary pleasure, just like he is preying on this country for his temporary enrichment, because God knows when he leaves this world, whenever that is, he's going to have a reckoning unlike anything he's ever had before. It's a very temporary satisfaction this poor, sad, unwell man is living for. But that preying on women is what we are speaking out against today. We're going to have a very brave sexual abuse survivor speak to you at the end of this. And this is a quote about women, because I think that the role of women cannot be underestimated in this moment. And this is most certainly the spirit that I come to you with. 1900 article called The New Woman. Woman must not and will not be disheartened by 1,000 denials or 1,000,000 of broken pledges. With the assurance of faith, she prays. With the certainty of inspiration, she works. And with the patience of genius, she waits. At last she is becoming as fair as the morn, as bright as the sun, and as terrible as an army with banners to those who march under the black flag of oppression and wield the ruthless sword of injustice. Thank you, everyone, for joining me today. We are going to remove this illegal regime from power. Now, please join me in welcoming a man who the last time time he was on this stage in early June, made a commitment to you that he would force an impeachment vote by the end of the month, and he honored that commitment. How rare is that in this city today? Please join me in welcoming the inimitable Representative Al Green.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone. On yesterday, I celebrated my 78th birthday. I love my country. I love it. I have seen in my lifetime the March on the Mall with Dr. Martin Luther King. In my lifetime, John Lewis at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. In my lifetime, I've seen people make great sacrifices. Schwerner, Goodman, and Cheney. I've seen injustice overwhelmed with justice. I just didn't believe at this point in 2025 we would find ourselves here today, we the people, having to take up the cause to protect many of the gains that were made by people who sacrificed their lives to make this country what it is. I didn't expect to see this. And as I heard some of the speakers, I'll be very candid with you. I had tears to well in my eyes.
Yes, I feel you.
I did.
You did.
I heard their words, but I felt their sincerity. I felt their need to express the need for our country to have persons such as you here today. You are the we and we the people. And you are making a difference. So my first point that I will make is to the press.
What press?
The press.
We are the press.
The press, excuse me, the status quo press. You're doing the country a disservice.
That's why I say what press?
The status quo press. You're doing the country a disservice. You need to show the anger that is being expressed today. People need to know that there is anger, and they need to hear it. You have a double standard. Donald Trump can use profanity. He can say ugly things, and you carry that. But you will not let the righteous indignation of the American people come through. It's time for the press to end the double standard. It's a double standard. Every one of the persons who spoke here today spoke with intentionality that embraces a reality that too many persons don't want to confront. They were simply saying, not on my watch. That's all they said. They may have said it in various ways with language that some of you may not approve of, but they were saying, not on my watch. I have to give you an example of how the press has a double standard. I regret to use this example because I'm a part of it, but I have to use it. When I told the president he had no mandate to cut Medicaid, I was removed from the House. I was censured. But that same night, that very same night, the president stood before the Congress of the United States of America, joint session of Congress, on national TV, published globally, and called members of Congress lunatics. There has been no reprimand. There has been no censure. There has been not a word from the majority in the House of Representatives for the indignation the president perpetrated upon our nation that night. It's a double standard. The president can call women lunatics. The president can say that people are doing things that he disapproves of with vile and venomous language. But when the people respond, it is muted. The press has got to allow the voice of the American people to be heard. It is as valuable as the voice of a president who has demonstrated that he is unfit to hold the job of President of the United States of America. Unfit. 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 Unfit to defend liberty and justice for all. Unfit to defend government of the people, by the people, for the people. Unfit to take on the great challenges of our time. He is unfit to hold the office of president, and he must be impeached. And removed from office by the United States Senate that failed to do his job when he was last impeached. He must be impeached again, and he must be removed from office. The United States Senate has to do his job. This is about more than Republicans. It's about Democrats and Republicans who are watching the very nation that we also love devolve into autocracy, moving toward what we know to be a dictatorship. This president must be impeached and removed from office. Doesn't matter what your party affiliation is. Doesn't matter whether you're left, right, or someplace in between. Everybody ought to want to protect the country that has made it possible for us to have freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, right to vote. These are rights that we have to protect, and we have seen a president who has walked on the separation of powers, walked on the notion that you have to have due process before you can be pushed out of the country. We've seen what he will do, and we know now that he can do what he tried to do before, and that is stay on after his term of office is over. We must act now to prevent him from taking over our country. So let me pause for a moment and say this. There are veterans here. There are veterans here. When you see a veteran, just know that you see a person who signed on the dotted line and said, I'll do whatever you'd call on me to do. Sometimes that means going to distant places. Many times you don't come back the same way you left. Some don't return at all. These are people who have said, I will sacrifice for you and for me and for country. These are the people who deserve an expression of love and appreciation, not because of what they have done by virtue of orders that were given to them, but because of their willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice. They don't make the decisions, but they carry out the orders. They're the people who make America the country it is. They're on the front line of democracy. Give them some love for what they have done to protect liberty and justice for all. The veterans deserve it. They deserve it. Let them know that we stand with the veterans. We do. And when these veterans come up before us and speak, nobody said they had to have perfect language. English diction doesn't have to be superb. Dr. King said your subject and verb doesn't have to agree for you to serve. They serve. And quite frankly, they've earned the right to be angry.
Right.
They've earned the right.
No more war.
No more war. You listen, you just pushed me into another topic. No more war, and end the war in Gaza. End it now. End it. Stop killing babies. What is wrong with us? We are looking on national TV at ethnic cleansing. We see collective punishment. We see this appearing live on national TV, and we won't call genocide genocide when we see it. This is genocide. You don't need scholars who are telling us that it is. There are scholars who study this. You don't need them to tell you what you're seeing. Your eyes are not betraying you. People are being slaughtered. At some point, we have to stop sending money to a country that is killing babies wholesale. I don't know who said that, but you put this speech before me today. I wasn't going to. I had a lot of other things to say, but I've got to tell the truth. I've got to speak the truth. If you know the truth, they tell me it'll set you free. So let's set some souls free right now. As long as the United States of America keeps sending munitions, keep sending money so that munitions can be purchased, this war will continue. It's time for our country to say to Mr. Netanyahu, sir, we will no longer fund your killing babies and innocent people. I know that these things they're not carried by the status quo media. The status quo media won't carry these things until it's almost too late, or too late usually. And when they do, they will act as though all that we see only started when they started to say that it exists. That they won't give Jessica the credit that she deserves for what she has been doing. They're not going to give Dave the credit that he merits for what he's doing. And they're not going to give you credit. It only starts when they say it starts. When they say it's time to impeach, that's when impeachment will start for the status quo. But I want you to know this. Hold on. I am building a record in the Congress of the United States of America for posterity. I am adding to that record the names of the organizations that are part of this movement for freedom, justice, and liberty for all. I'm adding the names of the people. The record will be there so that those who look through the vista of time and look upon this time will know that the movement started with we, the people, here, now, and before. When others decided they were going to protest, we, the people, started the movement. We the people. And friends, when the president decides that he's going to stay beyond his tenure in office, not whether.
When, yeah. Not if, when. Not if.
When he decides, and when the Supreme Court won't take the proper stand, and when the Congress won't take up the cause, when these institutions designed to protect liberty and justice for all fail us, then, my friends, we the people will have the last word. We the people. We the people. We the people will have the last word. We the people. We the people. We the people will do what those who came to Plymouth Rock did. Protest is as old as the Pilgrims landing at Plymouth Rock. It's as old as the farmers bringing their tractors to Washington, D.C. to protest what was happening to their farmland. It's as contemporary as Dr. King standing in the shadow of this very place that we stand to give his very famous I Have a Dream speech. Protest is what got me to Congress. If they hadn't protested at the Edmund Pettus Bridge, I wouldn't be in Congress, because it was President Johnson that was able to sign the Voting Rights Act because of that protest movement. John Lewis told me he thought he was going to die on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. Yes, Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act. He signed it in ink, but it was written in the blood of the people on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. We the people. That's how I got to Congress. Public housing. It was after Dr. King's assassination that the president was able to pass housing laws that benefit all Americans. Yes, it was signed in ink, but it was written in blood. It was written in blood. The blood of Dr. King. His demise. Read the history. It was his demise that it gave the president the authority, the power to get the housing laws passed. Remember, it was protests. And when protest occurs, I want you to know, I've been there. I will be there. I'm going to march with you today. But when we protest, just know, you got to be prepared to suffer the consequences. It's not the fun and games that you assume it is.
Be ready.
You got to be prepared to suffer the consequences. And look, I'm going to march with you. I will tell you that I'm going to march peacefully, but my presence and your presence is what makes the difference. And I'm going to suggest to you that as we march peacefully, that we do so and be proud of what we are doing. Just the presence, that's what makes the difference. The presence of this peaceful protest is going to make a difference. So I close with these words. I refuse, and I believe you refuse, and I say we refuse. We refuse. We refuse to lose liberty and justice for all on our watch. We refuse to allow an authoritarian president to destroy the Constitution of the United States of America. We refuse to allow him to take over cities with his military. The military belongs in the place where it can protect the country from outside forces. You don't use it willy-nilly every time you think you ought to just have the power to use it. You don't do that. You don't do that. We all want to end crime. We want to end crime, and if you really want to end crime, put police on the street. You can put the police on the street. If you want to end crime, help people get jobs. You don't find many millionaires robbing local food stores. Help people get housing. You have to have wraparound services. You don't end crime by simply putting police officers on the street. There's more to it. I say police communities and do it fairly and do it righteously. But I also say make sure that you have the other services there so that people who need things won't feel compelled to do other things to get these things that are dishonest. Don't let's take the job seriously. Let's be serious about ending crime. So let's Mr. President, if you're listening, what you're doing is a temporary solution at best. It's not even a solution, but it's temporary. It is temporary. Let's talk about doing something that's permanent. Let's talk about the $1 billion that you're withholding from Washington, D.C. Let's talk about funding police departments around the country. I'm not opposed to sending police into places and if they're behaving in a righteous way. But I am opposed to your trying to convince people that what you're doing now is going to be permanent. It is not permanent. It is at best temporary, and it is more than that. It is you showing that you can use the military now so that you may have conditioned us such that we will accept your using it later on. And we won't accept that. We won't. So, are we ready to march? All right, we've got a few more speakers to hear before we do it, but I want you to know that I will march with you, and I love you. I love my country. I will not allow America to be lost to a dictatorship on my watch. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you.
Get better pictures.
The big, horrible, nasty HR 1 Budget Act anyway.
If you're watching right now, go to citizensimpeachment.com. Citizensimpeachment.com. If you can't be with us in person today, they have a nationwide lobbying effort. The first impeachment articles that were filed by Rep. Sri Tanadar months ago were a result of citizens' impeachment lobbying and all of our voices being very loud and relentless on this issue. So help them. If you can't be in person, of course, we want you to be with us. But if you're not, go to citizensimpeachment.com. Petition that Free Speech for People has for impeachment and removal. Go to impeachtrumpagain.org.
Right now.